What are we talking about today?
Hi.
Hello.
We are talking about, are you buying dumb stuff? And we try not to curse on this podcast. It happens sometimes. But really, are you buying dumb
Stuff. You gotta let it go 30 seconds before you start cursing.
Oh, really?
It helps the YouTube analytics. So
I didn't
YouTube,
say anything.
we didn't say anything.
So
But then you can curse.
people buy...
Let's put a timer on it.
No, it's okay. I'm good. People buy dumb stuff all the time. Like, we see it. And we've mentioned in previous podcasts that we are really frugal. Like, we're really frugal until we're not. Until we're intentionally not frugal. Like, until we're buying this expensive thing. But one thing that we're strong at is being incredibly frugal when we want to be. Mm-hmm. Some place that I see people wasting a lot of money, just off the top of my head, because we're trying to keep this short, sweet, to the point, tactical, is two areas. First of all, drinks, and I don't mean alcoholic drinks, although that adds up too. I mean drinks like you're at a restaurant or you're buying Chick-fil-A for the kids and everybody gets a soda.
Don't do that.
And we try to be like, okay, did the kids have sugar earlier today? Are the kids going to have sugar later? You're not getting a $3 soda.
It's ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
And actually, I think recently we've fallen into this habit just a smidge. And we're already reverting back, but I was like, I just want a soda. I want to give this a try. And now all of a sudden our bills are coming and I'm like, $12? What was $12? And it's the sodas. The sodas kill you.
The sodas, I also see,
That's funny.
one thing.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
One thing that I feel like we've talked about in previous episodes that we've done that's been strong is our kids when they get an allowance, they don't ask us for stuff as much. Yeah. And so I've noticed kids tend to ask, can I have a blah, blah, blah frappuccino, blah, blah, blah from Dunkin' Donuts, for $5 a pop? No.
Your kid gets water. Your kid gets water.
The kids gets water. Yes. We get water. It's free.
When you kicked into this topic, the first thing that came to my mind, because I'm just waking up, is...
What time is it?
When we go through our spending sprees, I was thinking about that. We don't ever go to Target and just buy useless crap.
No. We are going to buy this nice thing.
Don't get us wrong. We buy stuff and...
Regret it.
Yeah, but... We don't actively shop just to shop to fill that hole, all right, to fill that void where, especially when you think about Target or Walmart, a lot of that stuff, if it's being thrown out in weeks to come, when we didn't have money, yes, we bought very cheap products because that's all we could afford. But now we've realized that we want to buy quality products that we're going to have for 20, 30 years, if not forever, which is also kind of disappointing because I have some really nice jackets now. Where I'm like, ooh, I like that jacket at the store, but it's the jacket I have at home is going to last me for 40 years.
It's just as useful. What is the...
So quality. You want to buy...
And why am I wanting to buy this new jacket? It's just because I want that new feeling that's going to wear off. Something else is that when you take kids to the store, you end up buying them... obviously you end up spending more money when you bring kids to the store than you did, whether it's the grocery store or Target or Walmart. We were on a camping trip with our youngest and she brought a friend and we stopped off at Walmart and we sort of were like, yeah, if you see something that you really want, then we'll buy it for you. But then we quickly realized that they were just sort of scraping around looking for something just to get something. Yeah, and we've gotten really good at, because we've had so many times where we went to a store and we were like, we just bought this thing that was really fun for the kids to open, and they're not going to use it. They're not going to play with it, and we end up trashing it because it's junk inside those surprise toys.
Oh, my God.
So when Parker and her friend were looking for a toy, we were like, you are just looking around for something to buy. Neither one of you need anything. No. And we ended up walking out without buying them a thing.
Yes.
Which was really good.
And that's the whole thing with... First off, my whole goal of this segment of this, we can't even call it a podcast anymore. We might bring the podcast back. We might, but that's what's different. You don't see that microphone there.
Yeah.
But my goal is one of you comes up to us and goes, I was in the store and I was like, I hear Kevin and Aaron's voice. Like, am I about to buy something stupid?
Yeah. What are you going to use it? Do you
Are you
need
questioning?
it? Are you buying a 10th spatula when you have 9 other perfectly good ones at home? And yes, it's fun to buy. And I try to reserve stuff like that. Like my birthday, I spend several $100s on myself on stuff that. Like that's like I tell you, like don't get me anything big.
Yeah.
On my birthday, I go out and I just spend, and that's something that I enjoy and do for
and then
myself.
she goes back to the store and returns like 75%
right.
of it.
Like I reserve my spending for times, and I make and there's a saying: if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it.
Ooh, I like that.
So
my whole thing is, you brought up kids. I wasn't even
Yeah.
going down that track.
Okay.
I was just thinking like stupid business things. Like you really, if I buy this, it's going to help my business, or if I buy this.
Yes.
But when it comes to kids, and I get this a lot for being in my profession, is people that are struggling to get a budget going. And they justify, well, the kids need this, and they need their Gatorades, and they need that. And like Gatorade was like a once every like month event for me as a kid. Like I survived on water.
we didn't have it ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I had other bad things, like Diet Coke. But.
Yeah, but people always say like kids are so expensive. With our oldest, I always was like, why do people say that? Because we were really good with like just no. Like, you don't need that. No. And people, I don't want to say no to my kids. Well, you don't want to be poor either.
Right.
Which one is it?
Right.
But a good way when you're dealing with kids is to say, we were planning a family trip to go to Disney World or wherever it is. If we buy this little LOL doll surprise, it might take us longer to save enough money to get to Disney World. And do you want to go to Disney World, or do you want this instant? It starts to teach your kid at a young age, like, this is instant gratification, but then it doesn't mean I get to meet Mickey Mouse.
It's also if you give them specified chores. Now we have chores that our kids have to do for free, just because they live here. And guess what? Dishes happen, laundry happens. You have to unload the dishwasher for free at least once a week. You have to put your laundry away. You have to fold your laundry. But then there are things like cleaning bathrooms that we've assigned as allowance chores, and each kid gets an allowance every week. And then they have to save up their allowance for that stupid stuff that they want. So if we're in the store and they're like, can I have it? It's like, well, can you afford it? And then once that money is gone, and then they really put more value on it than if you were just buying it for them.
Yeah.
I really want to say this, so I'm going to keep going. How often are you looking at your statements, personal and business, to see what subscription charges you're still being dinged for? Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's only $49.99 for, or now YouTube TV it went from $40 to $50 to $65. And I'm the cable Nazi where I'm like, are we actually watching? Because I don't watch TV, so it's really easy for me to police others and be like, are you actually even watching that?
Yeah.
Are you watching Netflix? We don't want a million subscriptions that add up to what we were paying before we cut the cable cord. So what subscriptions on your personal, are you even looking at your statements? And what is on there that you're not even using, and it's money out the door? And you might say, well, it's only $9.99, it's only $49.99, it's only that. It adds up.
Yeah, the subscriptions can be especially if you're really trying to save money. There's an easy boom, but I listen to my Spotify music on my way to work.
There's
a thing called in radio.
Well, there's a radio. There is Amazon Music has a lot of free songs. YouTube, you can do the free version without closing the app.
But they got 15-second ads.
It adds up.
Yeah. Watch my ads on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the YouTube one where you can close it and have other things going.
That's a paid service, though.
I'm saying you don't have to do that. You can do the free version.
Yeah.
Where you have
ads
and you have to when I run, if I want a song that's not on Amazon Music, I turn on YouTube and I have to run the video on my phone. Yeah. I just can't close out of it because
you do that.
Yeah,
I do that too. Except I don't run.
We should get married.
I just walk.
That's okay. I walk sometimes.
So, but the last thing I want to talk about real quick, because I don't know what time we are, but whatever, is business spending. I've been asked to spend a lot of money for different chamber events, for different marketing, and this and that. And at the end of the day, when you do the ROI, it's such a waste of money. And it's like one of those things where you have to give money to the chamber for the golf outing, or you have to do this. But there's so many marketing things that I think are just such a waste of time. Mm-hmm. Where you look back and 2 years later, you're like, the same person calls you up and you're like, I don't want to tell you no, Ted, because I don't like saying no. But it's like, that really didn't freaking work.
No.
Like, I'm not doing that again.
No.
And that's the conversation I have with people now. Before it was, I don't want to hurt their feelings. And now it's just like, no, Ted, that didn't work. Like, I got zero from it. Yeah. And I'm just giving them honest feedback.
Who's
because
Ted?
I don't know. Bill and Ted was on TV. But that's basically so like the magazine guy.
There's so many free business tools too. And I say this in a webinar that I lead. There are so many free tools. Just there for every paid tool that you'll pay a bunch of money for, there's probably a cheaper, just as good version, or maybe even free.
Get after it.
Yeah.
You got anything else? What else you got? See that brain of yours working?
No, I don't have anything else. I just feel like it takes calculation, it takes thought every time. And just like when we talked about with food, if you want to be more disciplined with food, don't be a sure person. Don't be like, do you want a donut? Sure. If you're a sure person, you're not being an intentional person. Yeah. So be intentional with your spending, intentional with your savings, and don't wonder if you're not being intentional. Don't wonder why you don't have money. Right?
That's right. That's right. We're going to leave it there, I think, because I got nothing else.
Is that too soon, too harsh?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Get some.
Have a great day.